Hey everyone, David Petrangelo here from Back in My Day, reviewing another game. This time we'll be talking about Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. If you're seeing this on YouTube or you're listening to it on your podcast feed, I highly recommend popping in some headphones for this 5-minute review. Not because you can hear my voice better, but because some of the clips that I use and some of the reasons why I think that this game is so immersive and so intense and so good is because of the sound design. Here's one great example.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this?
They're watching.
Why doesn't she know coming? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue you. He's already dead.
I can feel you coming. Quiet. Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others. You hear them too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. Well, that's not quite true. Some are old.
This is another one of those games that I could not put down. I went through the entire story within, I would say, a couple of sessions, maybe 4 days, I think I went through it. And you know, as difficult as it was to play because of the subject matter, I do think that I could have sat through this in one sitting, and this would be a fantastic story to be able to watch. It's a very, very cinematic game. As you can see, it looks incredible too. If you are seeing this on our YouTube page, I highly recommend taking a look. I would say that I was surprised by some of the elements in the game. I did not know that there was any combat in this game whatsoever. I thought it was just a walking sim, sort of, I guess, with some puzzles. It's very puzzle heavy, that is. But they are pretty friendly. I actually really don't think that they're super difficult, which is great. But they're very immersive as well. Just like the sound design, the world itself does not really hold your hand, but it also doesn't make things very difficult to figure out. And then they are capped off with some combat. It's intense. It is very immersive. You really feel the fight, the sword fighting that you have. Eventually you figure out that you have sort of this small ability that I won't spoil because I think it's a really cool thing that I didn't even know I had until a couple of battles later. And overall, this really is a game about story. You know, there's combat, there's puzzles. I think they're very clever. I think they look cool, the puzzles. I think the environments are beautiful, even though a lot of them are dark for very various reasons. But yeah, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is really a game that I'm going to constantly be thinking about, probably for the rest of my gaming life. I think that this is a game that is highly recommended, a great single-player experience, but the way they tell the story is very immersive. You know, a lot of it is told through these voices in Senua's head. The vast majority of the story, she rarely speaks. She's not a silent protagonist, but she is largely unspoken throughout the game, and will react from time to time. But it also makes sense that she's not talking. You know, it's not something that takes away from her character, and I think that it's a really, really good character piece, a really amazing storytelling, and as much as this could be something they do in a TV show or movie, I think because you play through it, this is one of those things that shows you that games as an art can really shine. But I do think that it's something that a lot of people should play and experience. Another really important point to make about this, because of all the mental health and psychosis that I've spoken about the game itself, is that the team really went through a lot of effort to make sure that it was portrayed properly. There are mental health experts that are on the game development team, and there's a fantastic featurette. If you are on our YouTube page, you can click on the link that Ninja Theory, the developer of the game, posted about how they took this topic so seriously and exactly why it really works. And I think all the effort that they took to make this really pays off. So I wanted to make sure that that was a point to be made as well, because they took this seriously. They didn't just go and say, hey, let's just tackle mental health. And in the credits, you can see a number of mental health experts and doctors that were advisors on the game. And I think that that's an important point to make as well.